Welcome back to my channel. Okay, so it's 85 degrees outside. It's dinner time. I'm cooking for one today, and I really have no motivation to get in this kitchen, stand over this stove, and cook me some dinner. But I don't want a sandwich. So today, I'm going to whip up a microwave mug meal and dessert for one. And I'll have everything I'm looking for. No oven, no stress. So come on, go with me, and let's get this dinner whipped up. So what are we making, you ask? Well, we're going to make a broccoli Alfredo, a cheddar bay biscuit, and if you've ever heard of no-bake cookies, or boiled cookies as I grew up calling them, we're going to make one of those too. So let's get started. We're going to start with our no-bake cookie in a mug. And we're starting with this one first because it needs to be in the refrigerator for at least 5 minutes so it can set up. So you want to take a tablespoon of butter or margarine and put it in your mug. Now you're going to put this in the microwave and you're going to melt that butter down till it's liquid. So however long that takes in your microwave, that's what we're going to do. I've got liquid. Now to your melted butter, you're going to put in 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar, 3/4 of a tablespoon of cocoa powder, okay, so this recipe calls for a tablespoon of milk, and my milk is questionable, and I'm not willing to take that risk. I do have some heavy cream, but I'm thinking I'm going to use this Chobani sweet cream coffee creamer. I mean, hey, I believe it'll just add some flavor to it, but we're going to try it anyway. I'm willing to try it. If it's a flop, it's a flop. It's okay. But you actually should use milk, you know, because the recipe says. So let's use a tablespoon of this. Now you want to just give those ingredients a little mixy mix in the mug. Get them all good and combined. Now we're going to put this in the microwave for 1 minute. It's all nice and bubbly and hot. Oh, that smells so good. But we're not finished. You need 1 tablespoon of peanut butter. You just want to stir that in until it starts getting melty. Shouldn't take it but just a few seconds because that chocolate was hot. That's what it should look like. Next, you're going to need 1/3 cup of instant oats. I keep mine just in this big mason jar. Okay, now you're just going to mix those oats up in with that chocolate and peanut butter. Get it all good and combined. Just got me a little piece of parchment paper. You can put yours on whatever you want to put it on. It don't really matter. But you're just going to take this and you're going to shape it into a cookie. So it's going to be a big old cookie, okay? So you could actually do you a couple of small ones. I'm just going to shape mine like that. Put it on my parchment paper. So that's actually going to give me 2 about that size. Or you can make 1 giant one. So that made 2 nice sized cookies. No-bake cookies. But I'm going to set these in the fridge to let them cool down and set up while we make our dinner. Next up is going to be our Old Bay cheddar biscuit in a mug. You're going to need some all-purpose flour. I have mine right here. I keep it in a bag in the freezer. But you're going to need 5 tablespoons. Now to your flour, you're going to be adding in 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, so this is 1/4 teaspoon, so I'm going to use 2 of these. Then you're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of parsley flakes. So again, I'm using 1/4 teaspoon, so we're going to do 2. It calls for 1/4 teaspoon of garlic salt. I do not have garlic salt because I don't buy it, but I do have some garlic powder, so I'm going to use 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. And you need 1/4 teaspoon of Old Bay seasoning. I'm just going to take this little knife right here and I'm just going to kind of swirl it around in there and kind of mix that up just a little bit. And we're going to go in with our next ingredient. So next is a tablespoon of cold butter, and you just want to cut that up in little bitty pieces in this flour mixture. I'm going to try using this fork, but you want to get in there and you just want to mash that butter up into that flour mixture up and not sling it out onto the stove. That's okay. You just want to mash that butter up in there really good. I am slinging flour everywhere. Maybe I need a deeper mug. Once you're finished with that, you should have just a crumbly mess, basically. But this is what it's supposed to look like. Now next, you're supposed to put 4 tablespoons of milk in here, but y'all know I'm having a milk situation right now, so I don't think my coffee creamer is going to go too well in this recipe. So I am going to use my heavy whipping cream, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to go in with 3 tablespoons of the heavy cream. And I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of water. Let's just see what happens. Now you just want to stir that up until a batter forms. Okay, now it calls for 3 to 4 tablespoons of grated cheddar cheese. And y'all know I don't have cheddar cheese, so we're just going to add in just a little bit of this cheese. I think that'll do. Now you want to gently mix that into your batter. And you know what? Because I used the heavy whipping cream, I think I'm going to add a little more heavy cream to this. Not much, just a smidge. I might should be adding water. Who knows? We'll find out, won't we? Now we're going to add just a little sprinkle of cheese to the top. We're going to cook this in the microwave for up to 2 minutes. Now I'm probably going to start checking mine at about 1:20 and go from there, but cook it up to 2 minutes. Okay, this is at 1:40, and I'm going to tell y'all this smells delicious, but I don't know if it's done or not. So I'm going to actually take me a toothpick and I'm going to put down in here. I think I'm going to do this for, we'll try another 10 Cheddar Bay biscuit. And I cooked mine for the full 2 minutes. I'm going to let it sit here for just a couple of seconds. Then I'm actually going to take it out of here and get it put on a plate. Here's my Cheddar Bay biscuit. It looks delicious, smells delicious. Let's get this Alfredo going so we can eat dinner. Okay, so let's get to this broccoli Alfredo. I'm just going to use some egg noodles because I have these and I need to get these gone. So I'm going to use about 1/3 cup, give or take a few that you might lose. And to this mug, I'm going to add 1/3 cup of water. I'm going to add just a smidge more because that is barely covering that. Okay, let's pop this in the microwave for 4 minutes. Okay, it's been 4 minutes. Let's see how this is doing. It's looking pretty good. Now I've got just some broccoli that you can steam in the bag, but I'm not. It's frozen broccoli. I've taken just a couple of florets out. I've chopped it up into smaller pieces, and I'm going to add that into this mug at this point. I'm going to add just a little bit of salt. I'm going to get that mixed in there really well. I'm going to put this back in the microwave for 2 more minutes. I took it out, stirred it up, and it says to put it back in for 1 more minute. I'm actually debating on whether I'm going to do that or not, because I don't want this to dry out, and I'm afraid it's going to. I believe the broccoli is done after those 2 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and go to the next step. I'm going to go ahead and add me a little bit of black pepper in. Give it a little stir. Next, you want to add in 1/3 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. That seems like a lot to me, but that's what it calls for. I'm going to get that mixed up in there. Next, you need 2 tablespoons of heavy cream. Now you just want to stir that heavy cream up in there with your grated Parmesan cheese, your noodles, and your broccoli. And we're going to stick this back in the microwave for another 45 seconds. And here it is. Look how nice and cheesy and creamy that is. Cooked in the microwave. Let's get this on this plate. Here you go. Microwave mug meal for 1. Now you can eat it straight out of the mug if you want to. I didn't want to, so we're going to give it a taste. And if you eat it straight out of the mug, you will not get any judgment from me. No judgment from this girl right here, okay? This looks delicious. It smells delicious. We're going to find out if it is. Look at the cheese on it. It's nice and creamy. Let's give it a taste. Y'all, I have never done a lot of microwave cooking, but that right there is delicious. Let's get this biscuit. Okay, that's good. And you. This is a simple, easy dinner for 1 when you just don't want to stand over the stove. Or like here, it's 85 degrees outside. Looks like it's about to storm now. I didn't want to stand over the stove today. It's just me. But this is actually really, really good. Really good. I never would have known that that was cooked in the microwave. The recipe is actually for fettuccine Alfredo. I didn't want fettuccine, so I did a broccoli Alfredo. I will leave the original recipe for all 3 of these in the description box below, so you can try them out if you want to. Oh yeah, we have to try our no-bake cookie. Hang on just a minute. Okay, I got my cookies right here. They were still in the fridge. They look really good. Oh, you can smell the cocoa. Okay, we'll give it a taste. Oh yeah. This is delicious. It tastes just like the no-bake cookies that you make on the stovetop. But if you're like me and you're one person, if you make that whole recipe of those boiled cookies, you're going to get yourself in trouble, and you really don't need to do that. So there's you a good recipe to make you just a couple of them. That way, no harm, no foul. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Give these recipes a try. They're actually really good. And just like that, dinner and dessert are done in a mug. If you liked this small kitchen microwave magic for 1, hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to share this video. Drop your best microwave masterpiece down in the comments below. You never know. I just might borrow it. Until next time, go cook up some magic in your microwave. I'll see you in the next one.